Would you please keep it down there? Some people are trying to sleep. Wait a minute. What the hell? No one is supposed to be awake here. Which is why I am awake here. Son of a bitch. Well, we're just gonna have to go see. Just who the hell woke me up. Oh. 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 Hello there. Hello. Why are you awake?
Who the hell are you? And why do you look like me?
Well, you know, if I showed up in my true form, you'd go insane and tear your own eyeballs out. We can't have that now, can we? The important thing here is everybody who comes here sleeps for all eternity. So why are you not sleeping? Go back to sleep.
No. Fuck you, assbutt.
Alright, fine. I'm gonna send you back to Earth. That's the worst thing I can think of doing to you.
What is up, everybody? Wolf 420 here, about to bring you another review of Supernatural Season 13, Episode 4, The Big Empty. So, it opens up with with a man coming home at the end of a day, and a woman enters the room, and he looks at her and says, "No, it's impossible. You're dead." And she's like, "Aren't you even going to say hi to me?" And he's like, "Of course." And they hug and kiss and everything and live happily ever after. No. Turns out they hug and kiss, and then she stabs him with a fucking butcher knife, and he falls dead on the floor, and the woman walks out the door. Okay. So then we cut to the intro segment, the background I come out of. So we cut to the bunker, and Dean is sitting at a table with a laptop, and Sam walks into the door carrying McDonald's breakfast, and he starts talking to Dean, and Dean tells him that he found a case. A dude was killed by his dead wife. So they start arguing a bit because Sam decides he wants to take Jack with him and Dean on the hunt. And Dean doesn't want to do that. Dean, blah, blah, blah. Dean's being a dick. So they argue for a bit, but finally, eventually, Dean agrees, and Sam goes to talk to Jack in the bedroom and tells him that they're going to go on a hunt. They talk about that Jack's watching Clone Wars, and he kind of hates Anakin. I'm wondering, is that like based on the Backstreet Boy Anakin from the one movie? Because I would kind of agree. But anyways, okay. So they're talking. Jack says no, he doesn't want to go. He cuts Sam off, and he's like, yeah, it'll get my powers working. so I can be your intergalactic can opener, interdimensional can opener. And, that's because in the last episode, Jack overheard that whole fucking fight between Sam and Dean, and that was fucking Dean's being a total dick right now with Jack, and I already said that. So anyways, eventually, Sam tells Jack that, yes, he wants Jack's powers to work so he can save his mom, but, if he doesn't, he still cares about Jack, which, Dean said in that, brought up in that fight that, that Sam didn't care about Jack. He just wants to use him. And, I think, well, maybe, but I think Sam cares too. And, he told Jack that. And, it's really cool. So anyways, throughout this whole episode, from time to time, we flash back over to Castiel. Welcome back, Castiel. Welcome back. And he's in a black room. And he's wandering in this big, giant, empty, is that the word? Black room. And it's like some kind of different dimension of some kind of black room. And, throughout the whole episode, it's flashing back and forth to that. And, eventually, well, okay, so we go out on the hunt, and, they're thinking it's pretty straightforward, ghost hunt. They ask the questions, they figure things out, but there's no EMF, and they find that's strange, but then they go check the body, and, Dean makes Jack dig, and, throughout the time, Dean's just ordering Jack around and being a dick to him, and Sam's, watching, and he's like, come on, Dean. And, they're working on the case. So Dean's ordering Jack around, and Sam says, you're acting like Dad, and Dean's like, is that a bad thing? And Sam's like, well, his drill sergeant act worked with you, but it didn't work with me, and it's not going to work with Jack. We gotta have a different approach. You gotta be nice to him. And Sam's trying to be nice to him, and Dean's like, I'm not gonna hold his hand. I'm not his mother, and then you're not gonna be either. And I'm just kind of laughed. I was like, so Sam's the mother and Dean's the father in this situation. But nah, Sam's a badass. I love Sam. He's a manly dude. He's a badass, and yeah. Dean's a badass too. And they're both awesome. So anyways, they're working the case and they burn the body. They find out that it's not a revenant because the body's there. And they burn the body and they think the case is over. Well then, a little later on, mind you, they're flashing back to Cass every now and then, wandering the empty, and eventually he meets a guy, somebody else in the empty, and they take Cass's, well, eventually there's one point in the empty where you see this black goo, form into a person. And that was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I liked that. That was pretty neat. So then eventually, the dude, the takes Cass's form, and he runs into Cass, and they're having an exchange, Cass is like, who the hell are you? And, the dude's like, oh, I'm just your friendly neighborhood cosmic entity. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Like, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Yeah, and it was really cool. Turns out that is the empty. That's who that is, and that's where Cass is, and that's where angels and demons go when they die, and they sleep for all eternity. And never wake up. They're never supposed to wake up. And why the fuck are you waking up? It hurts me having you awake here. Anyways, so they go on like that. He reads his mind. It hurts Cass when he does that. And he tries to get him to go to sleep. And at one point he's like petting him and, and I'm like, dude, I'm never going to go to sleep now that you're, assaulting me and then stroking me like, no. Wow, now I'm never going to sleep again. I'm scarred for life, homie. I'm scarred for life. So anyways, it goes on like that. later on, a lady gets killed by her dead child. That was trippy. She gets torn apart. What the fuck can do that? That's trippy. So anyways, they find out about this grief counselor, and they go to her and have a therapy session. They pose as patients and go have a therapy session. During the session, you know, Sam starts in on, you know, his grieving process. Dean starts in on his grieving process. They wind up fighting, or Dean winds up, you know, biting Sam's head off, and Sam winds up, you know, lashing out and storming out of the room. And, you know, a little bit later on, the grief counselor is all like, so, you just upset your brother so bad he had to leave the room, and Jack is scared to death of you. And then they were like, we're simpatico. Or Dean's like, we're simpatico. And he says, ain't that right? And Jack's like, we're simpatico, unconvincingly. Very unconvincingly. But it's also funny because, you know, he says stuff, you know, like a baby Castiel. It's funny. And so, you know, it turns out that the grief counselor is in fact a shifter. But oddly enough, she's a good shifter. And I'm like, wow. I'm wondering if there's going to be a lot more of these. And that would be cool if there is. A lot more good monsters. You know, friendly vampires, friendly werewolves. And instead of actually killing them and pissing each other off, like Sam and Dean have done in the past, maybe they both decide to give them chances. And maybe it backfires a couple times, but maybe it works out too. And, you know, it reflects how they can have their relationship evolve with Jack. Like, wow, okay. But here's the greatest part. Okay, I'm just going to cut ahead now. I've probably been rambling for, I don't know, it feels like I've been rambling for 15 minutes. So, I'm just going to cut ahead. So, turns out the empty does in fact send Cass back. Cass lands on the Earth, and that's awesome. That's the end of Cass's arc for the episode, and it was awesome. And I can't wait to see more. And I wonder where the fuck Castiel is right now. Castiel! Where the fuck are you? Okay. So, turns out the shifter's ex-boyfriend is actually the killer because he's jealous of her new life. Well, he gets killed, but it looks like she's going to stay there, take the fall, and go to prison. And, you know, like, go on like that, I guess. Sad ending for her. But it was really great, and at one point, she took the form of Jack's mother. They had a conversation. He got to meet her, see what she was like. And she, you know, told him, it doesn't matter what you are, it matters what you do. And, you know, I'm like, that's awesome. That's fucking straight out of Nolan Batman. You know, Nolan Batman, the dude said, as Batman at one point, you know, as he's saving the girl, and the girl's like, he's like, it doesn't matter who I am, it matters what I do. And yeah, it was cool. What he said actually was, it's not who I am, it's what I do that defines me. I am Batman. Anyways, yeah. So that was cool. You know, awesome thing is the other shifter, the evil shifter, has Sam and Jack tied up, and Dean and Jack tied up, has Dean and Jack tied up, and Dean's trying to get Jack to use his powers. Well, actually, he's just trying to get him to use his super strength and break the cuffs, but that didn't work either. Jack couldn't call on that either yet. But Dean's trying to give him a pep talk, and they're working along, you know. Well, eventually Sam shows up, But normally, Sam would save the day, but this time, he was just a dead man walking because the evil shifter had a gun on him. The moment he was walking in that door, he was getting shot through the face. Sam was dead. When Jack saw that, when his buddy Sam is in trouble, Jack's powers. Flame on, motherfucker. Flame on. He lifts the dude up in the air telekinetically, and the dude fires the bullet still, and the bullet's still about to hit Sam dead on, but Jack flares his eyes and moves his hand, and the bullet moves away from Sam and ricochets into the wall, and then Sam gets the headshot on the evil shifter. I mean, that's just awesome. Like, yeah, okay. This is what it is. Sam's been the one caring. Sam's basically being mom. Nothing, not a bad thing. You know, whatever. That's cool. And Dean, you know. Well, Sam in danger? Jack's buddy in danger? Nope. Jack ain't letting that shit go. Nope. No. So, when Sam's in danger, Jack's powers work because Sam's the one showing him affection. Later on, it was kind of cool. Dean pulls out 2 beers. Looked like he was going to give it to Jack, and he didn't. But that's because Jack is only 3-4 days old. You know, something like that. Maybe 5 days old, maybe a week old now. I don't know. But, you know, Jack's not old. Not that old. So Dean couldn't give him the beer. But Dean did say that he did well. And now Dean accepts Jack. And that's fucking awesome. I love it. I watched the episode like 3 times. And actually they got a little more out of me because I was just playing it back to refresh my knowledge to do this video. And that's awesome. So, Wolf 420 here. And it was Supernatural, Season 13, Episode 4, The Big Empty. And all in all, it was an awesome episode. And, okay, so, everybody, be excellent to each other, and have an awesome day, and peace out!